Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of Average Chess Bro. Here we go. 10-minute game. I'm playing a little bit of 5-minute, trying to get warmed up. Get my mind right. Here we go. Got a 1696 here. I'm up to 1717, which is nice. Let's see what we got. A little Sicilian. Been enjoying this. Buddy in my club showed me Sicilian. It's been working out pretty well. So thank you to Mr. Wilson. And let's see what we got here. Yeah, this is kind of how it's been working out for me. It's been the same move opening, which is good. It gets me a bit more familiar with this opening. A lot more comfortable. Allows me to do a little bit more. Really enjoying it. Let's see here. Just try and develop. I used to rush to get my castle in, but now no need. Check, check, take. That doesn't quite work. All right, let's castle. Yeah, I have to defend now. Just have to defend. Oh, there we go. Quite interesting. I think he's going to try to bring his knight down, maybe d5. Definitely attacking king side, so it looks like he's going to try to castle on the queen side. I got 2 pieces on this, so does he. I need another piece in the game somehow here. Let's see, what do we have? Looking for something interesting if I could do it. Take, 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 take. Here, take, 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 take. Oh, gosh. Just a piece short on everything I can see here. I like that. Puts me on this pawn here on b2. Does protect my c5 pawn. Maybe kind of a pass too. Maybe see what he wants to do. Yeah, okay. Much better. Let's see. Bring. Let's go ahead and let's go for it. Let's move the a pawn. Let's see what he likes that. Ooh. He does not like that. A lot of pressure on my c5 pawn. I think he's pretty wide open in his pawn structure, and his he's not castled yet. There he goes. But yeah. Well, looking to rook over. Just trying to figure out which one. I want to try to do maybe a rook lift with the a8 rook. So let's see. Good minute behind already. I've been overthinking. He has not. That was interesting because I was about to take that pawn. That would have been probably a better move. I had that pawn. No, I don't. And he's attacking. He's attacking that now. Huh. Honestly, I just want to get rid of this bishop. I don't like that bishop. Let's stop any shenanigans right then and there. What do we have here? This knight's in a good spot. I think I want to move the C pawn, C5 up. Hopefully force the exchange, take with my queen. Kind of beyond that A2 pawn, beyond this knight here. I think that's my best move. Depending what he does. Okay. Why is he coming down there? Let's see. Why is he doing that? I don't see a check or anything. Well, he's going to move up, maybe? Let's see. Let's go for it. Let's put it in there. Give him a second to think. Hopefully, just, I like to keep the time a little even. Obviously, like anybody else, but when it starts slipping away, I've learned to try to, make a quicker move. And even if you make a mistake, I don't want to lose the game on time, or because later in time I can't do an end game. So sometimes I make a move and it's just time to go. Ooh. I see something clever. There's a good way to do a slight discover. I mean, it's not really, but slight discover. That was a better move. That was a better move. Okay. Piece is pinned. Let me just drop another piece in there. Hopefully we can scare him away a little bit so I can figure out what I need to do. I will tell you, though, this is getting hairy. Oh, and he can put... Oh, now he can put his bishop on my queen. Not looking good. Okay, there we go. Yeah, he's going to win this rook here. I'm positive. There he goes. Unless I check. At least get him to back off a little bit. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that worked out beautiful. Wow. Okay, cool. Yeah, he was on my rook. I think he should have just moved his king back. Maybe he just didn't see it. So, for all intents and purposes, that was a good move for us. I can't complain. What else can the average chess bro do? You first post up on this queen. I'm going to scare him out a little bit, maybe. I like lining this rook up here because now I got a little bit of pressure on that king. If he moves this this knight out of the way, could be good news. And if anything, at least I slowed him down. Let's try this. I think he puts his knight there, takes it with his knight to get on my queen. But what he doesn't see, I don't think, is I have a check. Whoa. That's interesting enough. It's okay. I'll just take that back. I'm not quite understanding that move yet. Maybe he's got some bigger plans in mind. But now I've anchored myself. Will he trade a rook? I don't think so. I don't think he does, but who knows? Who knows? Why not anchor another piece here? I got some good move here. If I can, oh gosh, if I can get this over, average chess bro can pawn up with the e-pawn. Have him move his queen. Basically, I get his knight for sure. His king will be pinned. I get some nice options here. These bishops are pretty deadly. I mean, they're right aiming down pretty hard on the king side. They're protecting well on both these pawns. My king is safe and secure. I have two rooks. He does have this pawn here on d5 down in across my territory, and I have not gotten to his territory yet. And basically, due to these moves, I have caught and back up on time, like we were talking about. So he definitely played the opening a bit smoother, knew what he was doing, and caught some time on me. And luckily, I was able to get that back. At least this way, I can be competitive. Still thinking. Okay, there it is. So here, this is interesting. I have a attack on the queen with a discover on the check. I have a rook check. You know, let's do this first, just to get it out of the way. I think I'm in great position right now. I've discovered on his queen. Yes, my queen is hanging. But I'm not done yet. I got another check here. I got another check here. There it goes. So he got off my queen. So it's definitely time to take. And now I'm up. I'm up nicely. That worked out really well for me. You know, had to give up a piece, of course, but no problem. Plus, now I got my pawn here all the way up on f3. Looking good. Okay, so now he's looking to maybe protect. I'm going to take this. Now I have a pass pawn on f3. I am threatening this knight here. I have a lot going on for me. A lot. Honestly, I think that's a great move. Keeps him at bar. Throw another check in here. Could block with his knight, but I have my rook too. Maybe remove the defender. Oh, really nice. Okay. I don't see why I wouldn't come down here and just take this pawn straight away and end that idea. So now he's moving back again. Ooh, he's got a fork here with his knight that I did not originally see, but I think I can get out of it with some creative checks. Wow. I don't see why I wouldn't just simplify this. Check. Take. Now, obviously, I'm in the driver's seat here. Got the rook, bishop, and queen, and I have a pawn about to pass. So, yep, that's game. Wow. Ended up working out really well. Let's kind of go through that, see what happened. Analyze board. Let's go back to the beginning. Alright. So, basically, Sicilian told me to take. I did. Tells me to pawn up. Yep, I figured that out. That works out really well. Once again, Average Chess Bros playing, other players, 16, 17, 1500 rating. They take this knight every time. You can see the computer here. Rather you go to b5. It's more strategic. Better the players don't just swap and trade pieces down. But for my level, I'm prepared he's going to take. He does. I do take inwards to the center. They wanted him to go to, looks like b3 instead. He went all the way to c4. He put some pressure. Wanted me to knight. Okay, good. Put the knight up. Wanted me to pin it. Yeah, I just wanted to get kicked away by some pawn, so I didn't do that. Told me to castle. Like I said earlier, that was started becoming a little mistake in my game. I would develop quick enough so I could be able to castle, and as soon as I had that opportunity, boom, I would castle. And now all of a sudden, my opponent's got time to change his game plan and maybe start attacking my king pretty hard and pawn pushing, and now I'm stuck. So I'm trying to see what else is on the board first before I castle. So here I said, hey, let me post up this bishop first. He's doing no good there anyway. Another developing move. I don't think he can threaten me where I can't castle. So he does the pin, which is nice. They wanted me to pawn up. I did think of this, but I wasn't sure about blowing up the entire center. He's got his queen, knight, and bishop. I didn't quite see it, so I said, let me castle and try to get semi-safe. He did go where the computer told him to go, and now once again wants me to do that. Now I was like, let me get this pin off, because I was a little afraid he's going to take. I take back with my queen. He takes back, and now all of a sudden my g7 pawn is just doubled up and not where I want to be. So I decided against that. He does retreat. I pawned up here. I think just I didn't want him posting up his bishop or getting something fancy. Interesting enough, he did go to g4. He's just kind of opening up the position now. It wants me to come pin this knight with my queen. I do like to bring her out to that to the edges, but this time wasn't too sure. Thought this was a little bit better. Figured I could eye up on g2 or b2 and cause some havoc, but he saw it quickly. Oh, I see. There's a there it was. I did see it after. I think I mentioned it. That e4 pawn was ripe for the taking. No, I'm sorry. He does have it still protected. Maybe later. Let's see. Here now he's basically trying to chase me away. Here it is. This is where I saw it. And still move the rook first. A little more worried that he was going to get in deeper on my on my 7th rank. That's not what we want. So here he went. I went ahead and got that one out of the way. I felt honestly my knight was doing nothing, even though I'm powerful with knights. This bishop was a lot more active. I was glad to see it come off the board. I did pawn up. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Started my attack a little bit. Came here for the discover. Thought I was being sly. And one pawn down. Uh-oh. What am I doing? So I did attack his queen, which I'm trying to get away from this too. Like, you're pinned, so you pin another piece, and then maybe he pins another piece, and all of a sudden you're definitely losing a piece. But this just felt right today, so I went for it. Let's see. So now, time to get out of the way. That was the move I was looking for. Now, this was a little desperate. Here, once again, pinning myself. Could have got pinned again. I feel I should have just moved his king. Like I said, straight. Just go back up to b2. What am I gonna do? And he's still sitting on my my queen. Obviously, gonna have to move the queen somewhere I don't want to go, and then he's gonna grab that rook, and really change the game. But he saw the pawn. I think he went for it. Maybe didn't quite see it. Bam, got that bishop out of the way, which was becoming a thorn in my side. So that was cool. He pawned down. I saw him coming down. Wasn't too worried. I was like, hey, I'll just take and keep this H file closed. a little more protection on my queen, and later, or not too much later, it works out great, so it wasn't a problem. Here it is. Yep, love this idea. So to be able to develop my bishop, anchor it on a pawn, and kick his queen away was just what I needed to kind of get going again, because I became stagnant. So he rooked over here. This was the whole idea, like, hey, I'm going to start putting pressure on a few items. They're asking for the queen trade. He elected to pawn down again. I did ignore the threat because I figure if he takes, I'll just take back with my bishop, and I have restored pawn structure. So went up again to a4. Now I'm threatening here. He can't take with his pawn. He can only take with the knight, and he could have pressured me, but that's where I had that idea. I was going to check him with my rook by my bishop. He decided to take and at least get something out of it, I think, or try to open me up a little bit more. I took back, which was great. Still have the same diagonal and protecting that pawn. All right, now he's rooking over. He's bringing an attack. I went ahead and took here. I just felt... I see this move where it's showing me, but I just felt, hey, before I lose that pawn and give him an outside pass pawn or something I just don't want, let's just grab it. I'm thinking later. And he did take back. So now I wanted to get the other bishop in position to pin that knight against the king, or make him waste a move of the king. And if he did go to the a file, I could easily slide a rook over and kick him back. But like I said, now I have both these bishops on those diagonals, really facing down on his king and what little protection he kind of seems to have left. So when he did knight over, it did threaten my queen, but I thought, hey, I can gain some time. I checked him here. Oh, it was suggesting just go ahead and take that bishop, which was the right move. I don't think I could have checked him again. I didn't quite see that. I just thought that was free check. So like he didn't. I didn't see it either. So he went. Now it's telling me to go ahead and take that and grab the check, and I did do that. I figure, hey, it's a free pawn. I don't see what he can really do. He could have went and threatened my rook, but instead he came down, went the wrong way, and yeah, nice. I did find this check, so protects the rook a little bit with a discovered check. He's on my queen. I'm still on his queen. When he went there, I thought, ooh, I did not see that check. That is a nice looking check. I didn't see that. I was keeping that in the bag. I just didn't see that. I said, let me take the queen now. Let's just say, hey, when I got a queen on somebody, like anybody else in chess, I have a distinct advantage, so don't pass up on that. But I got to look for some checks and some mates a little bit more. I'm seeing the computer showing me, hey, sometimes it's okay to leave that queen out there a little bit longer, if not the rest of the game, if you can mate him in a few. So that's where my progression of chess needs to go. So I went ahead and took. I love the pawn there. I think he was protecting himself here in case I slid over with the rook check. I saw a free pawn, and I'm going to grab it. Not only that, I see a way to grab this knight if he doesn't move it. I got pressure up here. I don't see a way he can kind of come down here and cause any problems, so I was not worried about defense. He went down. Yeah, I did do the right move. I did check him. Cool. He said, oh, see, there it was. It wanted me to rook b8 and throw another check and maybe really start to cause some problems. But I saw the check with the queen because, A, I could get that pawn up there. And I feel like, hey, I'm on his other pawn. I'm protecting my rook still. Even though this rook here on d8 isn't doing anything, he's protecting, and he could obviously slide over later, so I was liking that. When he went down, yeah, I saw the same thing. Hey, I was gonna pawn up, but I thought, whoa, let me grab this with check. Just more of an advantage. So he popped over. Oh, yeah, it wanted me to rook over again. Once again, hey, one move away from queen, and I'm on his rook. I thought was huge. When he came over here, not sure what he was doing. Yeah, wanted me to rook over, or king up, but I don't know what he was thinking here. I don't quite see it. But yeah, I actually interesting enough, that night was one of the few pieces I thought, and I'm still on his rook. So I was like, well, if I can just simplify, let's do it. So as soon as I did, oh, that was right. He should have took it back with the pawn. At least he would have had a nice pass pawn. But when he took back, I'm going to grab the rook. There's really no way he could stop this pawn unless he gives up a rook for it, and I'm more than okay for that. If he were to give up the exchange, obviously loses. There's no way for him to mate or to get that pawn across. Obviously, he'll be able to end the game. So, really enjoyed this one. Thanks, Tizma, for this great game, and thank you all for watching another episode of Average Chess Bro.